if your dog is really over the top with his anxiety. It's just the fear of fireworks is one of the most easily desensitized things that we have. But you have to work at it. You have to figure out what your dog needs, what his tolerance for the noise is, and it's a slow progression. And it's hard to be patient, right, Sarah? I think people are like, come on, will it fix in 2 days?
Right, yeah, exactly. They want to spend like maybe the week before desensitizing, but it really depends on the dog. It could maybe take a couple of weeks, could take a couple months.
Welcome to Dog Sense. I am Kathy Santo, and I'm here with Sarah. Hey, Sarah.
Hey, guys.
Sarah's coming to us from Colorado. Are you having any more snow?
No, thank goodness. The snow is done. But hopefully what everyone always says is if we had a good snow season, hopefully our fire season won't be too bad this year.
Oh my gosh, I forgot about that. All right, so this is a topic that I know is really near and dear to both of our hearts because I've had dogs who are very noise sensitive. I know you have had them. And also the biggest sensitivity that I've encountered with one of my dogs was fireworks. And so what we wanted to do is talk about the things that we tell our students about how you have to desensitize this. Now, some dogs just don't care about it. They're fine, but some dogs do. And that can make holidays like 4th of July and even the summer. Like, have you noticed that during the summer, people set off fireworks all the time?
Yeah, absolutely. They'll, randomly in the streets or out in like certain neighborhoods, and it'll be a surprise that you don't necessarily know it's coming either, right? So like with the holidays, you can go through all these, like you can prepare, the dog's got the comms, we'll go through all that. But a lot of times it's just out of nowhere. So that's where we also get into safety and being proactive about it as well, but we'll get there.
It can be so stressful. I don't know. We know that more dogs run away on the 4th of July than any other time of the year. And that's because they get spooked easily. And there's other things you can do to make sure that doesn't happen. Because I think when people have these holiday parties, sometimes they're focusing more on the party than the dog and things happen. So that's what this episode is about. And I think we're going to start with the desensitization of fireworks. Now, let's talk a little bit about this versus thunderstorms and why it's different. So a dog who's afraid of thunderstorms, the desensitization is far harder because although you can desensitize them to the sound of thunderstorms, what really is triggering it is a barometric pressure drop. So they know it before we do, and that's when the anxiety starts. But with fireworks, it doesn't have any of those nature factors, weather factors. It's just about the sound. So the good news is with this particular fear, it will respond well to desensitization. So we start by playing fireworks sounds super low volume. And I mean, like you could barely hear it. I would do it on a walk. I would do it during feeding times. I would do it during play. And you're watching your dog. So if you say, Kathy, I put it really low and my dog was still afraid, well, then put it lower because obviously it was too loud for your dog. And initially I wouldn't put it through the speakers in my house. Or my Alexa or whatever device you have, I would do it on my phone, like super, super low. And I would teach my dog that when you hear these things, it's super fun. We're going to get roast beef and turkey and whatever your dog loves. And it's just going to be a really rewarding experience for them to hear it. And I just want them to think it's a natural part of the day. Now, increasing the volume too quickly, which is what everybody tends to do before your dog is behaving calmly and in a relaxed manner, it's going to backfire because a desensitization program is slow and gradual. And I know we're all about the quick fixes, but with this, you just can't do it. So if in the meantime, if there's a chance your dog might be exposed to fireworks before you complete the desensitization program, then what do they have to do, Sarah, or not do?
Okay, so also, and a really important thing that I don't want people to gloss over from what you also just said is to practice the firework sounds on walks. Because like what we talked about, if you get surprised by them, someone sets them off in the neighborhood and your dog we have not gone through the desensitization protocol out on a walk and stuff, then we get into dog who's spooked, they're backing out of their collar, and then we have a loose dog versus in the house where you can keep them a little bit safer. So definitely practice that out on walks, in the park, all that good stuff.
I don't think enough people practice it outside. I think they're all about inside because naturally they think, oh, I'm not going to let my dog outside because he's afraid of fireworks, so I'll keep him in. That's right. However, like we were just saying, you get surprised by fireworks throughout the summer. And if your dog is on the walk and doesn't have those skills, it's really going to be a problem.
Yeah. All right. So if possible, try to, and especially in this whole COVID world that we live in, try not to leave the house if the fireworks are going on. If you can, try to stay home, watch the fireworks on TV, which you can also regulate the sound of them to also help your dog be a little bit calmer when this happens. So if you can, stay home, watch them, have some friends over, all that good stuff. All right, so when you are home, you can play some calming music. So that can sometimes, that background noise can help deter how jarring it is if they do hear the fireworks going off outside.
White noise, Sarah. Yeah. White noise wins the day. And as a reminder, they need to start practicing music and kind of audition the music. Like, what chills your dog out? It might not be Mozart. It might be reggae. It might be like yacht rock. Oh, I love that station. Or it could be the sound of the fan. But you've got to know this ahead of time. You're not going to practice and guess on it the day of the fireworks.
Okay, so some other options, of course, always have a container of super high value treats on you. And we're talking like the special stuff, not the stuff that you practice, even like higher value than like what you're practicing your recalls with, right? Think about like make some bacon, or you had some leftover steak or some chicken, whatever it is, really, really high value stuff. Also, something that we love, giving your dog a food puzzle toy to help keep them occupied for a longer period of time. Maybe you do have your friends over and you're watching it on TV and everything. You don't want to have to constantly manage the dog. Or if you don't have to, you can do the food toy, which can help keep them occupied for a little bit longer. And again, we're talking the good stuff. Sardines in there, peanut butter, the gross stuff that your dog will love. Put them in their crate in another room so you also don't have to smell it. If you need ideas for recipes, Kathy does have Perfect Dog Pacifiers, our recipe ebook that we'll give you guys a link to in the show notes. You can also do, so another one, this is one of Kathy's favorite recipes too, is doing melted cheese. Like you can melt, again, it might stick out the house, but your dog will love it. You can melt the cheese and then kind of like line the inside of the Kong with that, then throw the rest of your treats in there. And another really, really important thing, your tags and your microchips should be up to date and reflect your current contact information in case he does escape, even if you are home. Make sure that your collar's fitted well. It has your updated phone number on it and address, all of that.
What happens if they have to go out, Sarah? Well, my suggestion is hire a pet sitter or a friend to stay with your dog, or bring your dog to someone's house who isn't going to have the fireworks noise, because you want to make sure that somebody is there to look after him. Don't go on hope. Don't go on, oh, I think it's going to be fine. Like, you definitely need to make sure that somebody is watching him, and somebody who knows dogs and knows your dog. Make sure he's wearing the tags, like Sarah said, and a microchip with current contact info. How about take a training-oriented walk to exercise him before you leave, which helps increase the possibility of him falling asleep with his pet sitter or your friend while you're gone. We also talked about music and white noise, or even the television, but just don't put anything stressful on. The food puzzle, like Sarah said, they're super great. Make sure that you've auditioned this food before you give it to him, because nothing sucks more than having this amazing thing prepared. And then your dog goes, I don't want it. And like we said, the Kong, I have American cheese in a Kong, stick it in the microwave. Times and power number may vary. Let it melt, swirl it around, cool it off, for goodness sakes, and then give it to the dog. So those are awesome. Let's talk about suggestions that have worked for my students and me, but every dog is different. So you can't say that these are definitely going to help. I always check with my vet before I try anything out. I actually tell you to check with your vet too, because I have to. But remember, give a test run to anything you try to make sure if it doesn't work, you have a plan B. So DAP, dog appeasing pheromones. They naturally help calm your dog. It's available in a spray, a collar, a diffuser. I don't know. I've tried them. I don't get results from them with my dogs, but I know some people who do. So it's definitely something to try out. And remember, well before the fireworks, you're testing these things. The Canine Gym Fit Vest, anxiety wraps, thunder shirts, anything that is holding them tight to make them feel comforted. The calming essential oils, but you have to make sure that those are safe for dogs. The herbal anti-stress supplements, things like that. Or if you really need to go full out, talk to your vet, because perhaps there's something they want to prescribe to your dog if your dog is really over the top with his anxiety. It's just, the fear of fireworks is one of the most easily desensitized things that we have. But you have to work at it. You have to figure out what your dog needs, what is tolerance for the noises, and it's a slow progression, and it's hard to be patient, right, Sarah? I think people are like, come on, will it fix in 2 days?
Right, yeah, exactly. They want to spend like maybe the week before desensitizing, but it really depends on the dog. It could maybe take a couple of weeks, could take a couple months.
Yeah. And so I think your goal is that he tolerates them better this year.
Yeah.
Don't expect it to be completely done, but know that if you keep up with this throughout the year, just don't practice your fireworks stuff in June coming up for July. Like have this as part of your program all year long until you see that your dog is totally chill with it. And then next year, you can expect to have a way better fireworks experience, at least from your dog's perspective.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
Right. We're good? Mm-hmm. All right, guys. There'll be show notes. Get working on this. Time is of the essence. And as always, if you have questions, Sarah, they can always drop them in the comments. Yeah.
Yes. Or you can email us info@kathysanto.com. We'd be happy to answer them via email as well.
All right, guys. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.